Well, it looks like, is everything going how? Yeah, it looks like the microphones are working. It looks like oh, look at the handsomeness just coming through your screen. Yeah, I can see it. Can you see it? Trained professional. Trained broadcast professional that did not turn down his phone. Minus points for me. All right, so where are we? Today is Tuesday, August 20th. Welcome to the Gen X Hawks live stream, the bottom of the glass nation. We are Generation X. We are Gen X Talks. This is a Gen X Hawks live stream. There's a Generation X is a bunch of extras, a bunch of jabronis, just like you, just like me. We formed a Legion of X, but we are most importantly here on the Tuesday night show, we are the bottom of the glass nation. Oh, it's a true story. Why? Because the truth is at the bottom of the glass, and I will drink until I get to the truth. Now, before we get carried away with too much stuff, it's kind of a somber day. No, nobody died today. Not that I know of. Maybe someone did, but I wasn't made aware. So no. My mind wandered today. All right. But before we get started, there's two things you got to realize about today's program. I was not late getting started, but I almost was late. The Sun Valley Fox had not sent me his confirmation until moments before the broadcast. And there is a bottom of the glass nation shot glass filled with probably some Pendleton sitting on a table that I have sat at personally, looking out. See the trees in the background, that beautiful background? If you could see past those trees, you're looking right towards Tahoe. Now, he gave me the confirmation, said, all right, he's got his hooch, he's ready to begin. We can start the show now. So once I got the go-ahead, we had all the staff, all the gaffers, the best boy, everybody hanging around, waiting for the Sun Valley Fox to give his blessing for the show to begin. Now, let's make sure you're on the right live stream. Okay? I think that's fair to begin making sure that you guys belong here. If you don't belong here, get the fuck out. If you do not know who these two women are, I'd like you to leave. Yeah. If you cannot correctly identify these two women, you might be on the wrong live stream. Unless you're here for educational purposes, then I could see you hanging out for a little bit. I'm just saying how I feel about that. Now, this is, of course, for those of you that already know, and you're settling back in your chair, putting your hand off to the side, telling your wife, whoa, shut up. Don't talk right. Shush. Some men need a moment. I needed a moment. This is, of course, Wonder Woman and the Bionic Woman. So if you know who they are, you can stick around. All right. So there was something, Mrs. Four passed away. She was on staff here. I'm still dealing with that every day. She was a good friend. One of our dogs passed away the other day. All right. That hits me every day, too. You can't help but see the empty dog bowl. All right. But it got me to thinking about Steve Jobs. Yeah. Because like you do, one thinks of when your dog passes away, you think about Steve Jobs. And, of course, he was a pinnacle of business in his field, and everybody knows his name, and Apple products, of course, and everybody's seen the two movies, so you get a lot about that. But I started to think, what is he leaving behind that people remember? I mean, I remember Steve Jobs, but as big and powerful as he was, all the money, all the influence, so many products are sitting right around me that he had an influence in creating or producing, or his company still here, still using it. But do I think of him? I thought, okay, I'm getting out over my skis. I'm getting out over my skis a little bit. Let's back up. I want to think of my grandfather. Now, my grandfather was probably one of the greatest men I've ever known in my life. Fought in World War II, lived through the Depression as a kid, came back to Southern California and got a beautiful bride and raised a family, worked for the post office for his whole life, retired. I mean, he had the middle-class life. Wasn't extremely wealthy. But how much of him do I remember? And if you think about it, so you think about your grandfather, you think, okay, I can remember my grandfather. We played toys, we went and got ice cream together. Okay, so that memory will live on for you, but in one generation after you, there won't be anything, no matter how hard you try. I'll prove it to you. Think of your grandfather's father. Probably passed away before you were born or when you were very little. What do you know? Only the stories. Maybe that man, your grandfather's father, maybe there's a picture on the fridge. Maybe over the fireplace. Maybe hanging on a hallway, there's one picture that kids never ask about. All right, well, you think, okay, how do you be remembered? Well, hopefully kids remember you because his kids and his grandkids and his great-grandkids, I don't remember my great-grandfather, and I don't know maybe 2 stories about him. And I certainly don't think about him every day. So no matter how great that man was, my grandfather's father, no matter how great he was, his memory's kind of faded. It went away. So's mine. Mine's going to go. So then you turn and say, well, you got a lot of money. Your money, your money transcends. You're dead, but your money lives on in your children, in your grandchildren. Does it? Does it? Because most times that kids get money from their parents and grandparents, they blow right through it. Most of them do. And it's gone and there's no memory. There's no nothing. Unless you have a conversation where someone in passing says, oh, I got that money from my father. I got that money from my grandfather. That's about it. Well, maybe you should, there's people out there, there's rich people out there that buy buildings. They own property. They set up an LLC and they have some sort of a conglomerate of buildings. So the buildings pay the rent and the LLC, this trust, will pay the property taxes and keep things going. And that building is to stay in the family for years. Does it? Does it stay in the family, or did the kids get rid of it? What if you hid it from them? What if you locked it up and said, okay, I've got 10 buildings, and they collect rent, and there's a property management company that gets paid, and the taxes get paid, the repairs get done, and the extra money goes into the trust for my grandkids. Do they know your name? Remember, you don't even know that much about your grandfather's dad. So what happens when your grandchildren's child gets that money? All they're going to know is, it comes from a trust. It's a family trust. They're not even saying your name. They're not even 2 generations go by and they're not even saying your name. Even if you bought 10 buildings and put it in an LLC, put it in a trust, and it pays for itself and it perpetuates, it keeps going, and the money goes to those kids, they still don't say your name. Oh, I get money from a trust, a family trust. Goes back to my great-grandfather or something. I don't know. And all I kept thinking about was how important I thought my life was right now. I'm so stupid, I think I'm the center of the universe. And I used to really think that when I was a kid, too, because I was the black sheep of my family. Yeah, my mom had married Wild Bill, and they got divorced, and he was really a character, and Vietnam biker character. She got with a very stable, good, my stepdad who raised me, very good, strong man, and we had more kids in the family, but I was the black sheep. But I was my grandparents' favorite, and everybody knew it. And I was the black sheep, and that was kind of cool. And everything I did in life, things just came my way, and I was lucky, and I could throw off opportunity because another one was coming down the road, and sure enough, it did. And things kept going like that all through my life. Right when I thought things weren't going to work, something good would happen, and then I ended up marrying my queen. Gen X mom is the perfect girl for me. Couldn't have had she's a female version of me. We fit like me and Jenny was peas and carrots. And everything just seemed to be revolving around me. Nobody's going to remember any of these stories. Nobody's, in 2 generations, no one's going to know my name if I was funny, if I was an asshole. It all goes away. So then I start worrying. I start being upset that there's no legacy. You can buy buildings and no one even remembers, and I'm just going to be a picture on one of my kids' wall, and maybe not even all my kids. I think 2 of my daughters may put up a picture of me in their hallway and go, "That was your great grandfather." That's about it. So I don't think that my life was a waste. I don't think that I was completely selfish, because along the way, my wife and I put a tremendous amount of energy into kids and foster kids and children. We tons of effort in there. And we helped people along the way with money. Never got it back. Helped all kinds of people, strangers, family, just tons. I'd probably have quite a bit more money now if we hadn't been so helpful along the way, but we thought it was the right thing to do, so we did it. Those people aren't going to say anything. Oh, they gave me some money back in the day. They're not saying it now. They're certainly not going to say it in a generation. So if I can't have buildings that are monuments to who I am carrying on, I'd have to engrave my name on the building. And even then people would go, oh, who's that guy? If that's not going to do it. If all the strangers and family and people that we helped out with money aren't going to remember me, I don't remember my grandfather's dad. You don't remember your grandfather's dad or your grandfather's mother, whatever their full life. They could have lived 60, 70 years and had a more full life than you, and you don't know a damn thing about it. Who's going to remember you? You don't even remember that guy. He did way better than you're doing. And if they're not going to remember you, and they're not going to remember me, and my kids, I'm just going to be a picture on the wall. And buildings and monuments, if I ever got a bunch of them, wouldn't be anything. I'd be a trust number to count to some distant grandchild that I didn't know. And if the strangers I helped out don't remember me and say something, then what's the point when you're all the way done? If you're laying there thinking that life's getting ready to pass you by, maybe you're just old. I'm not saying you're sick and diseased and dying. I'm not saying you're on death's door. What if you're just at that point where you're thinking, no one's going to remember me at all. Now, the thing we seem to hang on to is that when we die, like if I died tonight, I know there'd be a group of people that remembered me right now. The people in family right now, the people that are my friends right now, some of you guys for a little bit right now. But in a year, in 10 years, I kind of came to the conclusion that there's nothing that I can do to prolong my life. That's one. And there's nothing that I can do, even in my family, being a great dad or a great grandfather or a great uncle. None of those matter. In 2 generations, no one's going to know who I am anyway. Just like you don't know your grandfather's dad, you don't know your grandfather's uncle. You don't know them. Maybe you can pick up a couple stories and run and dust off a picture, and that's it. That's what I'm going to be reduced to. One picture and a handful of stories, maybe. Maybe. I'm not sure if I'm worried about leaving something behind that's good. Maybe that's what I was thinking about. Maybe I was listening to Steve Jobs, and I read his deal over and over and over again, and he just kept saying, I had all the money. He was laying there dying. I think he had pancreatic cancer, and he was laying there dying at 56 years old. And he kept saying, none of it matters. He goes, I thought that all the fame was what was keeping me going. He goes, no one's going to remember me, even for all the stuff I'm doing. And he was right. I got stuff all around me that's created by Steve Jobs. His name doesn't cross my mind ever. And he was the guy. Every time you turn on your PC, do you go, God damn it, thank you, Bill Gates. Thanks, Bill Gates. High five, buddy. No, you don't do that. You don't climb on your F-150 and go, God damn, Henry Ford, what a great man. No, you don't. You don't. And if you don't remember those guys, who's going to remember you? Who's going to remember me? Nobody. And Steve Jobs narrowed it down and said, the only thing that matters was the way I lived my life and did I help other people. Can he die knowing that he took what money he had, what time he had, what words he had, and put them to people that made a difference? The other one that triggered that was John Goodman. You guys, I remember John Goodman from, what was that show he was on? That Roseanne. He was on that Roseanne comedy show in the 90s. And then for those of you, he's been in all sorts of movies. The Hangover Part 3 he was in. He was Walter in Big Lebowski, John Goodman. And I saw an interview with him. He's been 5 years sober. And he said for 30 years, he just drank and partied and pushed his way through life. He goes, in the last 5 years, he goes, all of a sudden, I realize what's important. He goes, you know what he said? He's not even dying. He's just saying he realized that all the stuff he was doing was meaningless to anything contributing to anybody on the planet. He said, 30 years I just floated through like I wasn't even paying attention. He goes, 5 years sober. He goes, you know what I do? I pet my dog. I say good morning to my wife. He says, I open up the drapes and I love it when there's a blue sky. And he's not dying. He just lived his life and got to a point where it's kind of the same as people reflect when they're old and passing away. He got to that point with he had an epiphany all on his own. He's like, wow. So he didn't have to get there. He didn't have to suffer to the end of his life. He learned it sooner. Now, the problem is we can talk about it, but nobody ever actually does it. We're all going to go back to exactly what we were doing 2 hours ago. It's not going to change a damn thing in any of us. But the more I read stuff like that about Steve Jobs thinking he had everything that the world could want, and then John Goodman having a reflection, and he's not even in any medical condition. He just had a reflection. He's like, oh, shit, here it is. If those guys can learn it, how come I can't learn it? And I'm pretty good. I got to tell you, I'm pretty good at being without stuff because I've been without stuff a lot. And I go, well, I don't got none of that. There's a lot of people who have more than I do. I'm sure there's people that have less than I do, but there's a lot of people around me that have more than me. And my wife and I have always been very good about, well, we're happy. And we have been the happiest in our lives when we've been broke. We've both admitted that. Money never made us happier at all. But if they can learn that lesson, and I've kind of got an idea on that because, like I said, we spent time with children. We spent time helping people. Maybe I'm really close to getting it. I want to. Oh, I want to. I want to bad. I want to be able to wake up in the morning and go, all right, we'll just do my best today and we'll see what happens. Just doing my best. And be okay with that. Just letting you guys know that I think no matter what happens at our age, Generation X, especially you guys, because most of the people that watch these live streams are good people, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube or Rumble, especially the guys who are around all the time. You characters who always show up to the Bottom of the Glass Nation shows, you guys are all good people. I know you are. You have as many fucked up flaws as I do. Yeah, setting that aside. I think that we could all wake up tomorrow and just try to be a little bit better of a person than we were the day before. And I think that will be very rewarding. Just my thoughts. I'm just a dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert. What do I know? But I'm not drinking any whiskey today. I'm going to drink out of the... Look at that. You can't even tell. Look at all... It's black, isn't it? You guys know this is green. I got a green mug and a green straw, but I'll just take a drink with me right now. We'll click over to Gen X Mom in the sheets. No camera, because today I got to tell you, she looks like Ethel Mertz. I wouldn't turn on her camera if you paid me.
Wow. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Jeff over on Facebook. Good morning, General. You are handsome. Now take a drink.
Thank you very much. Just did.
Jeff Brittany on Facebook.
Jeff Flalolello.
Because it's twice. Brittany, Facebook. Hello, handsome.
Oh, Brittany loves me. She called me handsome.
Tommy Hanlon on YouTube. General, but do we help others for praise for ourselves or help others just to help them?
See, that's how I ended that. I ended that saying, I think we should get up tomorrow and just be better people, and I think it would be rewarding for us. I think if you're just a better person, you'll go to sleep the next night feeling pretty good about yourself. Just do a good job. You don't need praise. You don't need reward from anybody. But you're going to feel good about yourself. I think that's a big part of it. I really do.
John on YouTube, I'm 52 years old and have mad respect for you. I live my life the same way. God bless you, my man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Did he just my man me?
He just my man.
Did I just get my man?
Yes. We got some stars over on Facebook. Candy sends can't even say
what it. What the hell's going on with you? What are you drinking?
Water. LJ... 20 stars. John sent 50 stars over on Facebook. They're bringing in the stars. I think they're beating out YouTube tonight.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Facebook's starting to represent on the stars.
Let's see. Phil's Garage, $5. My great-grandpa built many homes and first hangar at McClellan Air Force Base in Sacramento. He's got some local history that I only remember and refer to.
Well, you might try to get a little more information on that and keep passing that along. I want to tell my kids about their great-grandfather. I want to tell them more than I've told them before, so they have that in their head. It's important, I think.
Sweets, $2.79. Come out, whoever you are, $2 hoe.
There is a $2 hoe today.
Would you like to explain that to...
All right, so this jar over here, which is fucking up because the reason it looks empty is because it's full of Facebook blue stuff, but Streamlabs messes up the connection with Facebook, and then you can't see it. I have to completely disconnect Facebook and reconnect it to Streamlabs, which is a pain in the fucking ass. But what goes in here is a $2 whore. And that means when you're on YouTube and you put in like, if you're a new member, something goes in there. If you put in $10 or more, something, little peach goes in there. But if you put in $2 on YouTube, a person's face drops down into this jar. And we pick one of you guys. You guys have sent us pictures. We pick one of you guys, and one of you is the $2 whore. So I can do this. Let me see if I can help clear that out a little bit. I can go to... let me go over here to Let me go to Streamlabs. Let me empty the jar first. Okay, that's one. Then, give me a second. What I'll do is I'll clear out the Facebook stuff momentarily.
Just so you know, YouTube, their glass is way at the bottom, I think, where the comments are. Just so you
well,
know.
if they're on vertical, yeah, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass.
Just letting you know.
Okay. Oh, everything's turned on for Facebook. Let me stop that. Let me just turn on for Facebook follows. Would that be okay? Follows. Okay. And then I did empty the jar. That'll give you guys a fair start. Now, let's see where we're at here. Yeah. I can move the goddamn jar, but then when there's a picture comes up, you guys there. Does that help you guys? Is that a way? Does that help you guys? It's going to be blocked a little bit on YouTube. There, I moved the jar for you. All right. If you don't like to see the vertical, Facebook personal page is showing it horizontal. Rumble is showing it horizontal. If you don't like the vertical look, go to Rumble or go to Facebook personal page. Yeah, you can find them. You can go there, and it'll be like you want it to be. And the fucking microphone stand. Goddamn fucking trippy. Now I'm fucking with this microphone.
Don't mess with Trippy.
You know what? My mic stand. There it goes. Okay, I'm back.
Your girlfriend, Kelly Dix, much love she sends you with 200 stars sent.
She's my favorite porn girl.
I know.
With a name like Kelly Dix, you're in the porn industry. I don't care what you say. She's like, I go to a Catholic church. I'm married to the love of my life since high school, and I have 3 children. Your name's Kelly Dix. Okay, that die was cast the day you got that name, whether in born or by marriage. Kelly Dix. What?
All you, babe. Go.
That's the other. We could start a porn channel here. We have Kelly Dix and Fiona Beaverstock. I think those are 2 porn. What do I know? I'm just saying. My wife is trying not to laugh. She's covering her mouth, trying not to laugh. All right, let's get back to the show. Sorry to start you guys out with a bummer of a deal, but something I thought needed to be said. Bye, women. Real quick. If you guys did not get the notification, that is because you guys, the Facebook and YouTube will slow down conservative channels. They will slow down notifications. If you go to Patreon, you can go to Patreon. It's $1, but then you get all the notifications. We send you a personal email letting you know when we're doing things. Maybe once a day you get an email. Other than that, just figure it out on your own. But Patreon has 3.5 years of behind-the-scenes information, behind-the-scenes stuff we don't show the public, and it's $1. You'll get an email. Mrs. Fort Watton said it was the best dollar she'd ever spent. And she bought her prom date in senior in high school for $1. And this was still better, she said. So there's that. All right, Patreon. Excuse me. This one was kind of weird. So you guys know I don't read every ad that comes along. I skip over these things like we all do on the phone, but this one bothered me a little bit because it's a chicken recall, and it affected anybody who buys the frozen chickens. Well, that's even in restaurants too. Yeah. So I thought, all right, I want to find out what the recall is. Chicken nuggets recalled due to risk of foreign object contamination. They write that shit so you have to click on it. Now, I was going to click on it anyway because I didn't know what the foreign object, I didn't know what the recall was, but when they write foreign object, now I'm fucking reading every line. And come to find out, as you're reading the article, they're not letting you know what the foreign contamination is until you've scrolled through 37 ads, you're 18 pages in, and you're trying to read everything on there and you're not messing everything up. But it was on one day, one production run. I said, okay. So this wasn't like a chemical that had been floating around the factory for a month. No, this was an event, something that happened that day. All I could get in my head was rat shit. That a rat died, a rat took a shit, something happened that day, and they didn't discover the rat shit or the rat until the end of the production run. Then they went, fuck, we should have been checking this shit in the morning. How long's the rat been in there? All day. We think, all right, all these are contaminated. Let's call them back. That's all I kept thinking about. And then I thought, well, how would they know that? Once everything's ground up, how would you know? And would it even be bad for you? Would it kill you if you had one rat divided up into 400 million chicken McNuggets? Your body probably wouldn't even know. Mine would know. I'd say, no. But would you know? I kept reading. Turns out they don't tell you exactly what happened. And they know, but they said it was metal. Metal contamination. And again, my first thought was, okay, fuckers, how much metal was in there that we'd know? I could probably swallow a nut and a bolt or something and my body'd be okay. And I'm sure not every chicken nugget had a nut and a bolt in it. So how much metal could there have been in it? They didn't say the metal had been floating around in plutonium for an hour or anything. They didn't say it was contaminated. They said it was metal. The metal was the contamination. And then how did it get there? Now think about what I'm asking you here. You're talking about a factory that produces chicken nuggets, and they're saying you got metal contamination. Okay, a steel girder didn't fall into the middle of it. They would have shut down the factory, fixed the girder, and picked it up. Something happened where lots of tiny metal over an entire day got in the chicken. They won't tell us what happened. All that reading for nothing. All I know is that they're recalling chicken because of an amount of metal that probably none of us would even know about. In fact, this is why I don't run factories like that, because someone would have came to me as the GM of that factory and said, listen, we just discovered that there's metal in 14 million pieces of chicken. Well, how much metal? Well, there was a baggie of it, and it fell, and you spread out a baggie of metal over 14 million pieces. Fuck it, who's going to know? Don't even say anything. That's why they don't put me in charge of shit. I would have just said ship it. Who's going to know? Or I would have said, okay, go get me a bag of contaminated chicken. Let me cook it up. Let me nuke it in the microwave, and let me see if it... Nuking it in the microwave. Nuke it. It's a... No, I didn't say... I didn't say heat it up in the microwave. I said nuke it in the microwave. Okay, listen, it's not really nuclear. There's no. It's not Chernobyl. There's not microwaves made by Chernobyl in 3 Mile Island. If you don't know what I say when I say nuke something, you're in the wrong live stream, okay? God, you interrupt me for the dumbest stuff. Okay, nuke the chicken, let me taste it, and if it's okay, then I'm just send it down the road. Who cares? But again, this is why they don't put me in charge of shit. So along with that, with chicken nuggets that you buy frozen that probably aren't good for you, I'm probably sure that chicken nuggets are not on MarcyZavala.com's list. Would you say they are? Would you say MarcyZavala.com would say frozen chicken nuggets are okay?
No, they're not okay.
Why? They're chicken.
They're gluten.
Chicken is gluten?
The breading on the outside. Chicken nuggets, the breading. You could have it. Yeah, and I don't think chicken nuggets are kind of like hot dogs. They're whatever's, they just put it all together.
That is not true. Hot dogs they scrape up everything off the bottom of the floor of the day's cutting and they make hot dogs. That's not the way they make chicken.
What part of the chicken is a nugget?
I don't know.
I'll let you sit there for a second.
I don't know what part of the nugget is. All right, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
You're getting a little beat up in the chat about your Harley-Davidson hat.
Okay, relax. We're getting there. Calm your dicks into goddamn fucking Harley-Davidson. Yes, because I'm wearing this hat, I've clearly gone over to the LGBTQ movement side. Obviously. You guys are so correct. Thank you for saying so.
And I just got backed up from the Mrs. Zavala herself.
You're talking to
nuggets.
wait. You're talking to MarcyZavala.com?
She just texted in. She said they aren't really chicken. She just backed me up. Told you.
Okay. To be
What
fair,
part of a chicken is a nugget?
I don't.
Well, I couldn't tell you what a nugget is, but it's not.
It sounds like a ball sack. It's like they cut off the balls of 14 million chickens and served them to us. Now,
just
listen.
saying.
Marcy Zavala, I do kind of respect her opinion. She's a nutritionist.
Kinda?
She's a nutritionist. That's one. She's beautiful. That's two. But you don't know shit about how chicken's made. MarcyZavala.com. I'm sure you have to watch the same stupid YouTube videos that we all do where they turn chicken into that big pink toothpaste and squirt it out. I've seen the video. But if my recollection serves, Your Majesty, I think that it was the pink chicken toothpaste is all from chickens. Just no feathers. That's my recollection. So we're going to defer to my expertise in this. I mean, you're just a nutritionist.
Which is 0.
Whoa. It's not 0. I watched a YouTube video. I'm halfway to a certification right there. Don't you know? All right. So there is
certified in bullshit.
What did you just say?
What?
What did you just say?
Did
you say certified in bullshit? You better watch yourself, woman. I will raise up and lay hands on you. I will. All right. So we talked about this. I'm really getting sick of these ads.
Let's go right now outside.
I'm in the middle of a show. You mind your P's and Q's. I'm getting sick of these ads coming across my phone because I think, a lot of people skip over them and they don't care. Like Dr. McDreamy, he didn't get ads like this. Lionheart, he didn't get ads like this. Lots of the rest of us get ads like this. And they fucking, I try to skip over them, but you know what happens? You end up running in the bathroom, lifting up your shirt and looking in the mirror and going, oh, fuck, am I as fat as that guy? Oh, I'm fatter than that guy. And, so you want to know if there's any way that being this fat is acceptable. So the first thing I do is I run to my wife and I show her this picture and I go, all right, would you have sex with this guy? And she goes, no. I said, you wouldn't? She goes, no, of course not. I go, so if I was that fat, you wouldn't have sex with me? She goes, well, you didn't say you said him. I said, well, I'm trying to get a correlation to if I look like him. She goes, no, you're way bigger than he is. No, don't fucking, that's not the point of the story. And then I made her look at it again and go, now size this guy up again. She goes, well, at least he's tan. So now I know if I can't lose weight, at least I got to get tan. For somehow with some women, that offsets a little bit of the weight when you're not a big fucking pasty marshmallow looking guy. If you can get some tan on you, then I guess that takes away from it a little bit. But I'm really getting sick of these fucking ads, just so you know. Google pays attention to what I'm doing. And I know why. I got this ad right after I was looking into the chicken McNuggets. And they're like, oh, you like chicken McNuggets? Well, you are clearly a big fat guy like this. Oh, look what's next. Bum, 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 bum. Harley-Davidson. What does it say? Lifestyle reversed route. Harley-Davidson renounces its woke behavior after bikers put pressure on the American icon. Now, we talked about this briefly off and on. Sturgis has come and gone. Sturgis is the big rally in South Dakota. They get 500,000 people up there. I've been to Sturgis 2 times. I went to Sturgis the week before Sturgis started, which it's all set up. I took my wife there. I didn't think it would be appropriate to bring your queen into Sturgis during Sturgis, but we went there the week before. I showed her around and explained some stuff, told her some stories from when I was there. And one of the biggest sponsors, obviously, one of the biggest tents out there is Harley-Davidson. I mean, huge. New motorcycles, new gear, new equipment, giveaway stuff. I mean, this is a big thing for Harley. You know how many people were in the Harley-Davidson tent? 0. Just employees. Every YouTuber that went to Sturgis, every news organization that filmed the whole tent looked around, maybe 6 people walking around, where this thing would hold 1,000. They got the message pretty quick because they told them. Do you know that people were coming into Sturgis, whether you ride in or you trailer your bike in, and they were taking tape and covering up anything that said Harley-Davidson on their bike? Picture that. Imagine that. Hardcore bikers they born on a bike, they'll die on a bike, bleed orange and black for Harley, covering up the logo. Yeah. So like Bud Light and Target and Tractor Supply and a few others, that tried it and pushed it. These guys made an about face pretty quick. Now, what did you say about the CEO? Earlier today, you were talking about it.
What, that they may oust him?
Yeah, you were waiting for that.
Oh, yeah, I'm waiting for that to happen.
I don't
know. He
if
doesn't change his tune.
Well, this guy's changed his tune really fast, and he's public about it. But at the same time, a lot of damage was done. I mean, they came out and they were painting motorcycles in the rainbow colors. They were having rainbow bandanas and I mean, they went full tilt all in. And this guy, who I think is a millennial, an older millennial, almost Gen X, he went all in, and then everybody turned on him. The company did. The patrons did. The bikers did. Everybody did. Now, he made an about face real quick, but it puts a dent in your wallet. It puts a dent in your wallet when you have a hiccup like that. Just ask Bud Light. Just ask Target. Just ask Tractor Supply. It kicks you in the nuts. You're like, fuck. You know why? It's simple. There's not as many LGBTQ people buying Harleys. If you're going to sell a product, cater to the people that have the money that are buying your product. If there's 700 million people buying something of yours and 6 people over here, don't cater your business model should not be for the 6 people. Duh. But companies always think they're so big. They're so big, so broad, so powerful. Well, we can absorb a little bit of a hit. Let's do the right thing here. Let's stand up for the little guy. There we go. Not standing up for the little guy because he's a handicapped person who needs a ramp built. That's a good minority to stand up for. There's a reason to stand up for them. You don't stand up for someone's sexual habits just because they have sexual habits. You guys want to hear my sexual habits? Do you want to hear mine? We can get a movement going. It'll be small, but then I can go to Harley-Davidson and Bud Light and go, hey, here's what I'm into. Here's my sexual stuff. Can I get some colors of my own and start a movement? I'm now a minority. In fact, I'm smaller minority than those guys. Let's do it my way. Can I get Ford to have an F-150 with my sexual preferences on it? Why not? You guys are into that shit. No, they'd never do it for me. They go, well, you're just one guy. How many Ford trucks are you going to buy? We don't give a shit about what you think. There's my point. You don't have to say you're for something or against something, but you certainly don't want to say, well, we're going to, how many LGBTQ people are going to buy Harleys this year? Ooh, let's go after that target audience. What? They don't buy as much as other groups. Cater to the other groups. That's business. You're not for them or against them. You're not channeling your energy that way. Now, what do I know? Again,
why do you choose to wear the hat?
Because I like Harley-Davidson.
That's what people want to know. They're asking why you're wearing the hat.
I'll tell you why. Because Harley-Davidson isn't just this one CEO dipshit who's got his dick in the company ink right now doing what he wants. Harley-Davidson is way bigger than that, way deeper than that. In fact, I was riding Harleys before this fucker was even in junior high. So he doesn't represent Harley to me. Now, people want to cover their logos and shit to make a statement to that guy. You want to buy an Indian instead of a Harley this year to make a statement to that guy right now in the present? Go ahead. Do what you want. My loyalty is to Harley-Davidson, not this motherfucker. My allegiance goes back way further, and guess what? Long after this dipshit's gone, I'm still going to like Harley. This is a bump in the road that needs to get addressed, but it's a bump in the road. And he just came out and made a public statement. He's trying to change gears real fucking fast. No shit. You finally got the message, right? Pull that shit off your website and let's go. Right now. Now, it's just like Bud Light. I don't even drink beer, but I was so, boy, when that kicked off, how many of you guys were pissed about that? When that thing came down, when Bud Light had their little issue. Remember that? That was a huge fucking thing. And now Dana White just signed a big sponsorship deal with Bud Light, with the UFC. And he did an interview, and they were kind of beating him up, kind of leaning into him like, what the fuck, man? What are you doing? You guys are the ultimate fighter guys, and you're Bud Light. And he had all of his history. He had his ducks in a row. He says, do you realize, other than this one event that, and Bud Light took it, and they got kicked in the balls pretty hard, probably harder than anybody when you attach yourself to these movements. The pendulum swings back the other way. They got crushed by the pendulum up against a brick wall. Would you not agree? Billions lost. Okay. But look at Bud Light since the beginning of time. Do you realize how many veterans groups they've helped? Hundreds of millions of dollars. to veterans group, to police groups. They sponsored sports teams. They sponsored college events. They sponsored tons of stuff. And then this one thing sinks them forever? No. If Dana White can get past it, so can I. They've changed directions. They flipped the switch. They're not. You can't just say, "Well, you see, this is what the left does." You guys are acting like Democrats, right? You can have a really good candidate. Let's say they pick Donald Trump. Good. Oh, we found something bad he did in 1983. All right, fuck it. I'm done. No, I'm out. Did you see that one thing he did over here in 1983? No, I'm done with him. I'm done. I'm out. That's what Democrats do. They find something that they don't like, one thing, and they're like, "No, you did that, and I'm through with you. It's over." If my wife cheated on me one time, you think I'd throw away 40 years of marriage? I'd say, "Oh, I'm done." No, I'm not done. I'm going to try to fix this shit. I got 40 years here, man. I love that. I love that girl. He decided to move on past it. He goes, "Okay, they fucked up. They fixed it. They corrected it. They've pulled back. They're not pushing that thing. And they're right back to their business model of helping Americans. And they wanted to sign a deal with the UFC. And he said, fuck it, I'm doing it. I'm with Dana White on that. I'm with Target. They took all their stuff out of the front and put it in the back. Oh, LBGTQ screamed, "You put our stuff in the back of the store. That's exactly what everybody wanted. Those goddamn heterosexuals. How could you do that to us?" And Target went, "Look, we're losing money. You still want your shit. We still sell your shit. It's in aisle 23 at the back right of the store where the clearance shit is, where the Christmas stuff's going to be next year. There's where your stuff is. Shut the fuck up." And Target went on. I'm assuming that because that Harley has made this open change, like, whoa, we're sorry, and they're pulling all their shit back. All right, maybe I'm wearing the hat a day too early. I'm assuming they're going down that road. Good, because Harley-Davidson, in my mind, is way bigger than this one fuckstick who did something wrong. You know what? I was still a fan of Harley-Davidson when they weren't owned by an American company. Yeah, did you guys know that? There was a period of time when the Americans didn't own Harley-Davidson. Go look that up. Still a fan of Harley. Because guess what? Before that company, I think it was a Japanese company, AMX, FMX, I think it was called. I don't remember now. I think it was a Japanese company. Before that, it was an American Harley-Davidson. They owned it for a little while. Now it's back in the hands of an American Harley-Davidson company again, American owners. You know what? I was a fan through the whole thing. I didn't like it, but I was a fan. That's where I'm at. All right. What do you got between the sheets?
All right. Hydrate.
Hydrating.
Let's see. Scott Royston gifted 5 memberships tonight to DJ, Brian, Gangs12, Capital, Captain Cal. Gosh, I cannot talk tonight. Oh, la la. Yogi on Facebook. Hey, boss, you and I both run. President and VP. Deb will pull a crap load of votes for us. She already said if I ran, she'd work on that.
Yeah, well, I got too many skeletons in my closet to run for public office.
Sean Williams had $20 in PayPal. Just sent you a 20. Have a few on me. Thank you for all that you do.
Thanks, my man. I'm going to do that very thing.
Brother Bruns, $9.99. It's all called controlled communication.
Controlled communication.
John Morgan, $2. Hot dogs are lips and assholes.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. Hot dogs are lips and assholes. I got that feeling.
Jesse over on Facebook said, I went to my pharmacist yesterday and asked him if he had anything for my bloated stomach. He handed me a pregnancy test, some bitch.
Wow. That's okay. I've done that before with my doctor, and he says, I've gotten 2 responses like that. One of my doctors says, here's a prescription for a scale. And I said, what's that for? He goes, step on it every morning and it'll remind you to fucking quit eating. The other one is, he goes, you got to start doing some push-aways. I said to my doctor, I said, what the fuck are push-aways? He goes, you got to learn to push away from the table at dinner time. You got to do some push-aways, buddy. You don't have to sit there till all the food's gone. Practice some push-aways.
Ken over on Facebook gave us 50 stars. Courtney gave us 99 stars. Disney Kids reminding you to hydrate. Sweets wants to know if Sandy is the $2 hoe.
Sandy is the $2 hoe.
She did it. She was having
again.
a little difficulty, but
Sweets. God, she is so good at that. All right.
Laura K, $10. Going head-to-head with Sweets to guess the $2 sex worker. Who am I kidding? She'll kick my ass every time.
Every time.
Sending all my love to my handsome general and lovely Gen X mom. Bottoms up.
Thank you.
To the bottom
Christopher
of the
Cervix says, will there be a simulcast of the podcast Thursday on the radio station?
He's asking now.
He's tapping his fingers going, is there going to be one this week?
We are
you guys
supposed
to
to.
fucking do it right? You know, we had a meeting scheduled for 10 o'clock and I moved it to 2:30.
On Thursday?
On Thursday. I forgot we had the podcast then. You know,
That would have been on you.
you haven't let us do one in so long on time.
Wow.
So I figured I could just schedule a point. No, we will. Every intention doing the live simulcast on KGXT radio. We'll edit out all the stuff that we don't want the public to hear. But yeah.
Laura K just wrote in the chat in YouTube, fuck you, sweets. Actually, she said F you, so I'm the one that filled in the blank.
Wow, you just went full potty mouth.
Oh my goodness.
I know you've been in a randy.
I'm not
frisky,
a lady tonight.
No, you've been in a frisky mood all day, all fucking day long. You really have been. So, all right.
You want me to stop?
No. I'm
Okay.
liking this. Yeah, this is a good thing. Are you done?
Yeah.
When were you going to tell me? I'm just staring at you.
You're just yapping away. Diarrhea of the mouth, man.
I'm not
Are we
talking.
going to have dead air? Are we just going to stay here and stare at each other?
I'm not talking now.
It's your turn.
There you go. There. See, she wasn't really waiting for me. I sat there quietly. She still didn't know what to do. I had that deer in the headlights stare. Like, what are you staring at me for? All right, let's go back to the drag and drop
I
section
got
of the
this
program.
vodka sitting here, that low torque open.
Stop with the vodka. 'Cause
I can crack that puppy open.
he left some in there, but he's coming back. He's going to drink the rest of it.
Oh, okay.
All right. Where were we? All right. I don't know. I got so many emails on this. I'm not sure what the heck is wrong with you guys. We talked about this the other day, so I left it in here because I got a ton of emails. Let me just shorten this up for you. Every time you change the oil in your car, change the oil filter. Please don't make me go through some scientific with charts and graphs and focus groups and just change if the oil's dirty, so's the filter. Okay, that's it. Just change it every time. I have no idea why this is a trend. I have no idea why this is a thing now that shops are having to deal with all over the country. It's like, well, I'd like the price of your oil change without the filter. Can we just do? Because they're not going to guarantee shit. You tried that at a dealership, you voided your warranty. You can't fuck around like that. I'm just saying. All right. Not that one. Do this one. Oh, yeah. Don't this. The video podcast is up. If you guys want to go see it, I'm not giving you a link to that.
From last week.
Yeah, it's from last week. It's the most recent one. What would you say like that? From last week. Yeah, it's from last week. Sometimes you just want to turn off her mic. Now, there was another deal. Yeah, a lot of people leaving California. People are hightailing it out of California, the Dem run straight, for two major reasons. And I thought, I live here in California. I'm leaving. I know the reasons. I don't need to be told the reasons. Don't click on this. And I clicked on it. The one reason was just a bunch of gobbledygook that means regulations. We all knew that was coming. But the other one was high cost of housing. And it's true. You can sell your house in California for a lot of money and move to a place where it's not a lot of money and you can do better off and you got some extra cash. You just have to find some nice people that will accept your ass, because if you're not a nice person, they're going to go, oh my God, you're from California. Luckily, moving to Dayton, Nevada, if that's where we end up, it's where we're planning on ending up, right away, where are you from? I said, okay, hold on. I'm moving from California, but I live in the farmland area. I also lived in Oregon for 10 years, and I've already been in Nevada. I lived in Las Vegas area for a couple years. Oh, well, if you're from Vegas and Oregon and the farmland area of California, all right, you're probably good people. But believe me, I have rehearsed my speech. I have rehearsed the speech to make sure that I'm genetically accepted amongst my fellow Daytonites. I think that's what they're called. That's what they should be called. If they're not called that, if they have some other name, that's the first thing I'm going to bring up at the first city council meeting about changing the name. All right. So chicken recall, Harley-Davidson. So I don't know with you guys. I set this up on the members thread, but I want to show you guys too. So this is a picture of Kamala Harris's Instagram page. And this is something she posted, and I don't even care why. And okay, so can you guys see the big guy in the black right there? You see that big guy? This is
It's
a
hard
viewer.
for the verticals to see it.
Yeah, it's hard for the verticals to see it. Well, I'm going to block my face a little bit for you guys with this one. You guys see on
You
the
got to
vertical?
put it up higher. Where your face is, it's got to go up there.
Yeah, I got it. Where are we at here? Doom. Now I got to go find it again because you're fucking with me on this. All right, so that's the best you're going to get on the vertical. If you don't like vertical, go to Rumble or Facebook Personal. So anyway, that's there it is, and that's the picture she put on Instagram. Hey, and there's the crowd behind it, and there's a big dude in a black shirt, and one of the viewers, Brad, sends me this in a text message. He goes, "Hey man, were you there?" So this is if you close in on it. Look at that. If you close in on the picture, look who's there. Black shirt, hat, full beard and all. Big white guy there. Yeah. And as someone said, look who's there. What's General? What were you doing at the Democratic National Convention? And I posted this for the members. And I get these comments. They're like, first of all, there's a lot of women that go, that man's not as handsome as our general. Thank you very much, ladies. Thank you very much. And then the other one's, look at him. Look at the general right on the front row, getting that Kamala Harris vibe going. Look at the general. As you can see, looks like I was trying to hold up a beer or a whiskey glass or something. Like, hey, give me a drink. That's all. I was just really thirsty. So the reason you can tell that's not me is that guy has a watch. That's not me. I don't know what his hat says. Probably says Adidas. Anyway, I thought that was funny. The things you guys pick out of the crowd, that was pretty funny. And Brad sent that to the KGXT phone, and I got that this morning. For those of you on Facebook, Sammy, do you have the link to the Facebook fraud page? Does anybody? Do any of you guys have the link to the Facebook fraud page?
I don't know.
Maybe Trippy can find that. Trippy can probably find it faster than anybody. But if you guys can do us on Facebook a favor, there are multiple channels now opened up as Gen X Talks, and all they do is steal our stuff and post it, steal our stuff and post it, steal our stuff and post it. Many of you, my phone blows up with Facebook, a mention, because every time you guys are in there, you guys are posting something. This is a fraud page. Then you report it. Thank you for doing that. Not just the video. Do it for the whole page. Yeah, Gen X Mom.
Jay is a new person in here, and YouTube says, is this your account and not your children's? This has nothing to do with your kids asking questions. It's just the older folks running it. Seems like deception.
Who said that?
Jay in YouTube. Do you want to clear that up?
Hey, Jay. First of all, fuck you very much for asking. Appreciate that. I don't like the ambush videos. This is my kid's channel. He asked me 3 years ago to start doing live streams and talking to people because my radio personality from Los Angeles back in the day seemed like a good fit. I like talking to my friends. I do not like the ambush videos. I don't like his fucking questions. Irritating as fuck to have a kid come up to you with a camera when you're trying to work on something. But if you think it's a little disingenuous, you have two choices. You can either stop watching the live stream, Jay, and go back to just watching the ambush videos that you seem to be so fond of. That's your first choice. Or you can just fuck off and consider us frauds and move on. All right. Either way, we're done talking with Jay. All right. So, but the Facebook thing, if you guys could go in there and you have to list us as a fake page. Don't do fake celebrity that this is interpreting a celebrity or somebody famous. No. Just do it as your friend. This is my friend's account. They're taking my fake friend account. Just do that because that really helps. If you guys can get the link to that, anybody, I mean, if you're on YouTube and you have a Facebook account, surely help out with that. Because they're just popping up all the time and they're just stealing all of our content. None of it's, they don't even comment. It's like it's just a computer that's doing it. And the only way to shut it down is to fight them with the Facebook algorithm, which relies heavily on you folks. So if you guys can do that, we'd appreciate it. All right. Did you know this podcast? No. I had something leaving California. Where was it? There was another one in there. It was a Bonnie Woman from Fox. Oh, I'm missing one. But we started off today's show. By talking about how we do, in fact, support children and friends. And, we've given money for kids for projects, kids for school. We've done a ton of stuff with our own kids and others. And even though all of our children are grown, and even though my mind is slowly decaying, I think some of the core values of helping and supporting others is still relevant and it's still strong and it still comes through. And then one of the things that grabbed me today that I was fully in support of, fully endorsing, was there was a college article, and I did click on this, and it's how sorority girls are making waves by going viral in a quest for campus stardom. Now, you know, it used to be when I was growing up, it was all the strippers at the strip club were only working there to put themselves through college. Now they don't actually have to. They don't actually have to go to strip clubs anymore. Although, thank God, some do. Let me tell you. But they also put themselves out there online in every capacity. Some girls show their feet. Some girls show their butts. Some girls show their boobs. Some are doing dances. Hey, variety is the spice of life. And all of these girls are out there just working their asses off, just trying to make their way through college. So.
It's Pledge Week. Come on.
It's Pledge Week. It's Pledge.
College is starting.
College is starting. It's Pledge Week, and these girls are trying to get after it and get it done. And I have to say, in the spirit of how this live stream started, I think you guys should all rally behind me, and we should all raise a glass to those girls that are just trying to figure life out.
Christopher Seavick just said, didn't we used to call this Girls Gone Wild?
Yeah, we did call it Girls Gone Wild. Now it's just girls. There's no more Gone Wild. You know, this is a true story. I was talking with my wife today, and I clicked on the Facebook page on my phone, and so it's got the little blue Facebook deal there, and it's got like three reels that you might be interested in clicking on, and one of them looked like this girl with her boobs out. I mean, no clothing, and I went, that can't be right. That's community violation. So I clicked on it, and there is this extremely hot chick, and she has these thin little bathing suit things, and she's kind of wiggling and walking. Both boobs just come right out. Nipples and everything. This isn't like a quick glance and did the camera catch? No. She's just filming herself walking, and now she's smiling at the camera and her tits are out. Then she lays down, and she takes the camera behind her ass, and her little thong bikini is covering nothing. Nothing. You can see the coin slot and the brown eye looking right at you. And I thought, I told my wife, I go, what the fuck? We get community violated all the time. And for what? It's just stuff that we're talking about, just an opinion on something. We call out bullshit or we say something. That's all we do. And our community, we monitor your shit very carefully, man. We're very strict on the community guidelines around here. And, you know, what you're saying can affect children. You can get into their minds. What the fuck, man? What about all this other shit? These community guidelines, these should be pulled instant. And don't tell me algorithms can't see a nipple. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And this stuff's out there. We get banned on Instagram. We get banned on TikTok. We get banned on Facebook. We get strikes and warnings all the time. For what? They're blatantly violating. Anyway, it just pissed me off. So that's the gig on that. Anyway, well, I'll let you know. Was there something else? I'm going to go back over here. Doom, the picture like that. And click over. Yeah, the girl. So, yeah, support your sorority girl. You know, I'm not saying that you should go put your credit card on an OnlyFans page, but just letting you know. There's some college girls and single moms that could really use the help. All right. I said it with a straight face, so shut the fuck up. What else you got between the sheets, dear?
Sweet $6.99 confession. I was shopping on the Gen X Talks website and saw the deck of cards and figured out who it was. Love you, Laura.
Oh, my God. She went to the deck of cards. You still have the deck of cards up there?
There's a few available. I snuck them up there.
No way. I thought we were completely out of those.
I found some. There's only, I think the first deck, there's only one available. And the second deck, I found 4.
I thought they were gone. You do that, though. You find those boxes when you clean those out, and some have slipped between the cracks.
I figure somebody will pop over there and...
What you guys don't know is we started I don't have a picture of them tonight. The numbered shot glasses, numbered. They're etched in glass, real lasered engraved. We're doing 1 to 100 right now. They're half gone. Go to the website. Trippy Pineapple on YouTube can put up the website. Your other moderators can put it up. But then we're all gonna be drinking out of those. I'm gonna show you mine. I'm gonna have a number 2. I'll have a number on mine. Number 1 of 100, 2 of 100, 3 of 100. We're not selling duplicate numbers. That's it. If you break it, you're done. I can't get you another one. So we just turned in a whole fucking truckload of these things. Once they're done, they're done. But you got to get them. These are bottom of the glass Gen X Talks shot glasses. They got GXT for Gen X Talks. They got the year 2024, and on the bottom of the glass, it's numbered which numbered glass you've got. We're only selling this many. We sold these 2 years ago. We don't sell them very often. So some people have been waiting 2 years to get another run at these, and these are different. These are the square ones. They're fucking heavy, and they're badass. I like these a lot. I don't even have a sample one here. I should have brought one out. Anyway, they'll put it up for if you guys are interested in one. Once they're gone, they're gone. Don't ask me for any more. That happens every time you guys ask me for a big summer mug, the big mugs that are big Bertha mugs. That's a series of 3 right now. We sold the third one each summer. And you guys, I got money now. Can I get one of those? No. We don't keep stuff like that up forever. These aren't up there just to keep making money for as long as they can. They're nostalgia. They're just for a certain time. You don't get one, and that's it. All right. So we've come to the end of the program. We've done a full hour. Went by as the fastest hour on the internet. Yeah, it's a true story, or at least true. It's a story. No, are we done, honey? Do you have anything between the sheets you want to say? Let me back that up. Do you want to get closer to the microphone?
Well, there's just a few comments about the changing the oil. Do you want to know about that?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Hilario Ortega,
yeah.
Mechanic for 29 years here. Change the filter, oil, and drain plug gasket if equipped every time.
Every time. He's not wrong. That's 2 of us that are doing it right. Now there's 2 of us that are doing it right in the planet.
Kenwood 709. What about changing the oil when you have an oil leak?
Yeah, see, people think that I know what he's talking about. Why change the oil when you have an oil leak? I'm constantly adding fresh oil, so I've always got fresh oil in my engine. It leaks out the other side, fresh oil goes in. I'm perpetually got some fresh oil, except your filter's dirty. And when your filter gets clogged up, there's a bypass in it. It won't ever block your oil pressure. There's a bypass. It just lets the dirty oil keep going right through. Then you wipe out your motor. Just telling you.
Joseph over on Facebook, what is your thought about the way teens are raised these days? We could be here all day.
Yeah, the way teens are raised. That's a tough one because we've got I've raised 32 children. And this last batch of 8, 4 boys and 4 girls, I'm really struggling with the way the last 2 are turning out. I'm not one of those parents like, oh, everything will be fine. They're good kids. Everything's perfect. No, they're good kids, but they're fucking tards. They're not getting some of the basics down. And I did everything I could. And I don't know how I fucked up, but I clearly fucked up. And I'm working on it. You want to know more about you want to know an update on that? Every single podcast that my wife and I do, we do it live on the radio Thursday, that we record it, edit it, because she can talk nasty. She talks dirty. We have to edit all that out. Then we put it for you guys Friday morning. There's always an update on our kids. And some of you are paying attention, and there's a big update coming this week. There's a big update. We've had some commotion this last week, but if you want to know, listen to the podcast.
See, now you just went and said it again. 32 kids, and everybody's going, what? I did not birth 32 kids.
Well, I didn't say you birthed them.
You'll have to, every time I'm like, you got to explain that.
Maybe I have 32 baby mamas, as you guys say. What kind of fucking terminology is that? When I was growing up, there was no such thing as a baby daddy or a baby mama. It was you had a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or a woman you had a child. Baby mama it sounds like everyone's 12. Who's the baby daddy? Oh, he's that 13-year-old right over there. That's such a stupid thing. Baby mama. Fucking. And Hallmark's probably got a section of cards. Is it your baby mama's anniversary? What the fuck does that even mean?
Kevin Thomas in the Bottom of the Glass Nation in YouTube, $1.99. You rock, you old effer. 1968 myself.
That's the truest thing I've heard all day. Thanks, my man.
And Flaxy over on Rumble had a comment. Harley CEO is a German guy who they got from Puma. Very Euro woke. Make Harley electric, all, etc. There are questions about production in new overseas plants. Maybe also doing bikes for the U.S. too.
Yeah, well, there's a course correction. I wouldn't be surprised if that guy does. If he doesn't comply completely, he'll be fucking gone. What else you got? Brett Butcher, welcome to being an extra. That's a guy who joined up over there. He's an extra for those of you that have joined YouTube that are members at the highest level. KGXT radios. You guys get all the special perks. You get to see the live studio cam whenever we're in here, stuff like that. Thank you guys for doing that. It really helps fund the programs. It really does. Yeah, Gen X Mom.
I just remember this. King Weisenoak just put in Ebonics. Do you remember Ebonics? Maybe that's where it's from. Baby Mama.
Yeah, Ebonics could have.
Remember that?
There's
I haven't
probably a
heard
book
that.
of Ebonics, and Baby Mama's probably on page 3. I never thought of that. Well played.
I haven't heard that word
King
in so long.
Weisenoak. Hey, buddy. Well played, my man. I know you guys think, well, that was very rude. King Weisenoak had a very good comment, and you flipped him off. No, that goes back
That's
to
their salute.
It's salute. It goes back to when we used to do the old. We used to check the microphones the old Marconi way. You remember that? We'll have to do that again. That was a lot of fun. All right. Oh, any more?
Oh, everything's clear.
Okay. Well, everything tonight, I want you guys to know, is 100% true, accurate, certified grade A beef. Except a lie or two, which is what Wyatt Earp used to say. So I'm going to steal that line. Everything I told you is the way I remember it, give or take a lie or two. All right. Gen X Mom, do you want to say goodbye?
Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening to the program. Fastest hour on the internet, bar none. Not sure where you're listening in from around the planet, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps on the Armed Service Radio Network. Remember 2 things. Number 1, wherever you go in the world, well, there you are. Take a stand. Be proud. Walk with deliberate steps each day. And number 2, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I'm out.